Hello and welcome back to my Samurai Jack Retrospective. I'm your host, That Minnesotan Guy. I really don't know how many times you will have to hear this, but it's time for me to talk about another personal favorite episode of mine. So let's dive right in and review Samurai Jack Episode 20, Jack and the Three Monks. We open with Jack in the rain fighting Beetlebots to get to a time portal. Despite his best efforts, the portal is destroyed. This quest has not been easy for Jack so far. Let's see how he reacts to another failure like this.
It is impossible.
This is a great moment for Jack's character right here. He's clearly struggling and is even close to giving up. However, he is about to get a wake-up call. The wind then blows away Jack's hat. He goes after it, only to get smacked in the face. The hat is then picked up by three monks. Let me tell you something. These guys will probably be very strange to you. That's because these monks are very mysterious in nature. There is a theory about why they are like this, but we'll get to that by the end of this review. Jack gets his hat back and the monks leave. Jack is curious though and asks where they are heading. This episode's imagery is great for the eyes. A sense of scale and wonder is being presented here, people. I hope you are all admiring it.
Legend has it there lies a great power at the summit of Fatum. We three have trained for a lifetime to climb this mountain and achieve its power. That is, of course, if it exists. You see, no one has ever reached the summit of Fatum.
The epic quality of this episode is about to reach critical mass from here on out. Now let me enlighten you all about the music of this episode. There are 5 pieces that all signify Jack's climb. When we start out, the first piece represents Jack's optimism to hopefully find this great power at the summit. Perhaps he wonders if it could be a time portal. Here's a sample for you. If that wasn't enough for your ears, here's a little more. Keep admiring that imagery, people. There's more to come. Jack finds water to drink. We also see the monks collecting rocks. I'm not exactly sure why the monks do this. Perhaps I can let you interpret this part about them. Jack hears a noise which turns out to be a goat man. He asks for permission to pass. The goat man responds at first, but then he attacks. Little known fact about goatmen. There is an illegal trade going on for their horns at the moment. Job well done, Jack. Now let's get back to the music. The second piece represents Jack's progress up the mountain. A bit slow, but he's still determined to make it to the summit. Here's the sample for ya. This music keeps getting better and better. Jack awakens a stone golem which drops him. He then uses his sword to give him enough momentum to shoot back up and knock the golem down. The golem grabs Jack with him and slides Jack into the rock. The two then fall past Jack's sword. Oh, looks like Jack will have to come up with a new method. The fight continues and Jack uses his sandals to carefully slide down. He holds the golem tight and the golem hits a platform hard. Jack then makes a grappling hook and watches as the golem falls to his death. The tension in that action sequence was utilized very well. That, however, was just a taste of the challenge. Jack has more obstacles to overcome. Jack climbs back up and manages to retrieve his sword. Snow then begins to settle in. We're midway through the music pieces now, people. The third piece represents Jack's struggle. His progress is clearly starting to wane. Here's the sample for ya. Here's another sample for ya. Jack catches up, and we see the monks feasting on the paint within the rocks. Here's a question for you all. What do you think rock paint tastes like? Now, hold on. I'm not suggesting that you should go out and try this for yourself. I was just fascinated by what I was seeing. The monks disappear, and Jack attempts to navigate through the blizzard. The weather is clearly getting to him. At first, Jack believes that the monks are ahead, but it turns out to be something else. Well, what do you know? The abominable snowman decided to make an appearance. The Yeti attacks Jack. Jack flees, but the Yeti is relentless. Jack stabs the Yeti and attempts to climb up. The Yeti then throws Jack back to the ground. The tension in this action sequence is effective because Jack is clearly getting worn out. All you can hope for is that he finds a way to get the Yeti put down. The Yeti ultimately beats Jack to a pulp and is about to kill him before Jack gets an idea. The final boss was tough, but at least Jack endured all the way through. Now we're almost done with the music pieces. The fourth piece represents Jack hitting a low point and giving up. Here's a sample for you. Here's another sample, just for added measure. Jack admits defeat and lays on the platform almost as if he is ready to accept death.
Do you give up? Will you abandon their hope? Can you not feel their desperation? Will evil forever rule the world? Have you forgotten?
We see flashes of what motivates Jack to continue his quest.
No, I have not forgotten.
The final music piece represents Jack's triumph after beating the challenges of the mountain. Here's your final sample of the day. This whole climb was just a way for the monks to remind Jack about his journey. Truth be told, it's a great lesson about not giving up. Now I'm going to discuss the theory surrounding the monks. If you don't want to know what it is, skip ahead to the text that says theory time is over. I will reveal some spoilers, so you have been warned. The theory of the monks is that they are the gods Odin, Ra, and Vishnu. They took the form of mountain monks to remind Jack of his mission to return to the past. I actually support this theory. Here's my evidence to back it up. The blue eyes that the monks have match the same blue eyes seen by the gods in the birth of evil. Blue eyes are a sign of the divine in Samurai Jack. The monks are taller than Jack and move differently. They were able to endure the mountain with no problem and could survive the bitter cold. In general, divine entities are portrayed as beings that don't possess many of the same flaws of man. We saw Jack struggling, but not the monks, so it's very possible that the monks were in fact the gods. Here's another thing I wanted to point out. That light you saw means that the gods had a glow to them. When it fades, they disappear. I'm not sure if this counts or not, but another thing about this theory is that the mountain Jack climbed was the same mountain where Jack's father obtained the magic sword. While Tartakovsky hasn't confirmed such a thing, I think I'll make up my own mind. Yes, I do believe that the monks were the gods. The evidence is clear for this. If you need more information about this theory, look it up in the Samurai Jack Wikia. There is a single page dedicated to the mountain monks. To end this episode, let's have Jack say the final words.
Aku! I will never give up! I will return to the past and destroy you!
Wacha! So that was Jack and the three monks. I love this episode. The artistic quality, music, imagery, epic quality, action sequences, theme about not giving up, the monks themselves, Jack's character moments, and the story make this episode worthy to be seen on screen. If there is anything that this episode can join the ranks of, it would have to be Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. Both are epic tales, and they deserve positions of the most epic stories ever put to screen. I could praise more things about this episode, but I must keep moving forward. Join me next time when I review episode 21. Now just remember, folks, I make this show for fun. I'm That Minnesotan Guy, bringing you all quality entertainment since 1996. Or is it 1986 or 1976? I don't know. My final message to everyone is this. I will keep cranking out more reviews. I will never give up on this show. I will finish this retrospective of Samurai Jack and continue to make more retrospectives for the foreseeable future.